The child, this Caroline, looked like its mother, and if so, she was anything but pretty. Or the whole thing had been prepared. This red-haired child, the image of its mother, had been kept at a convenient distance at Sacramento, ready to be sent for when needed. She remembered his occasional visits there, on business, as he said. Perhaps the mother already was there. But no, she had gone east. Nevertheless, Mrs. Tretherick, in her then state of mind, preferred to dwell upon the fact that she might be there. She was dimly conscious also of a certain satisfaction in exaggerating her feelings. Surely no woman had ever been so shamefully abused. In fancy she sketched a picture of herself sitting alone and deserted at sunset among the fallen columns of a ruined temple in a melancholy yet graceful attitude, while her husband drove rapidly away in a luxurious coach and four, with a red-haired woman at his side. Sitting upon the trunk she had just packed, she partly composed a lugubrious poem describing her sufferings as, wandering alone and poorly clad, she came upon her husband and another, flaunting in silks and diamonds. She pictured herself dying of consumption brought on by sorrow, a beautiful wreck, yet still fascinating, gazed upon adoringly by the editor of the Avalanche and Colonel Starbottle. And where was Colonel Starbottle all this while? Why didn't he come? He, at least, understood her. He. She laughed the reckless, light laugh of a few moments before. And then her face suddenly grew grave, as it had not a few moments before. What was that little red-haired imp doing all this time? Why was she so quiet? She opened the door noiselessly and listened. She fancied that she heard, above the multitudinous small noises and creakings and warpings of the vacant house, a smaller voice singing on the floor above. This, as she remembered, was only an open attic that had been used as a storeroom. With a half-guilty consciousness, she crept softly upstairs and, pushing the door partly open, looked within. End of part 1 of an episode of Fiddletown.